We released November 17th of last Christmas, and by God's precious provision, the story was inspiring so many people's lives. Bob, we became a bestseller on Amazon for not 1 week, not 2 weeks, but for 6 weeks. 6 weeks from release of November 17th, and we were competitive against all the other Christmas movies out there. And then what we started to see was a movement where women and girls, after seeing The Farmer and the Belle, they said, I want to be able to get the bracelet to let me know how valuable I am, which is a bracelet that has the inscriptions about inner beauty on it.
Excellent. So tell me how the bracelet actually plays into the film.
Absolutely. Well, my character, Belle,
Okay.
she gets this bracelet from Grammy that says beauty is on the inside. And I want you to read all of the biblical inscriptions. Well, of course, a little 10-year-old, she goes to a Christmas festival, loses it in the pig slop on a farm, boo-hoo cries all the way home. As an adult, she's an aged-out model and says, I need to find my bracelet. So she overcomes the chickens, the pigs, the goats, the hogs, and finds her bracelet, and may or may not learn that true beauty is when you serve others. What we learn from 1 Peter is to use whatever gift God has given us to serve others.
Mm-hmm. And in the pursuit of this bracelet, your character, Belle, going through all that you just listed, there were a lot of, I don't want to say stunts, you might say sight gags, a whole lot of pig slop on your journey.
We had Santaland games where I had this idea of putting Santa hats on pigs, and literally we were rolling in the mud with a bunch of pigs, and we did pig casting. We went to a little pig farm and we said, I like this pig and this pig and this pig and this pig, and they brought them all there, and we had so much fun with them. But Bob, we also dressed a horse up in a pink onesie and put matching heels on them, and we placed both of us in New York City. So we kind of have a lot of fun with farm animals.
Oh, no doubt. And it's actually, the cool thing is that this was filmed on a farm,
Yes.
but not just any farm.
Yes.
It is the Chandler family farm.
Yes.
Your husband's family farm became a movie set.
It is so special. His mom lived there, and her parents lived there, and their parents lived there. And when I was modeling in China, ni hao, I would date Jim, and I would go to their farm, and I literally was that fish out of water. And that's where God kept saying, the farmer and the Belle. And God started to download this story in me from visiting their farm and literally feeding their cows and stepping in those beautiful cow pies that I didn't know anything about back then. Which now I know that you do not wear open-toed shoes in a cow pasture.
There you go. And so basically this became the movie set, the center of what was going on. Like you mentioned, New York City comes into the mix as well. And the bottom line, the message that you want people to
Yes.
take away from this film is the picture of true beauty.
Yes.
And that is based on what God says about you. That is what is reflected in this bracelet.
Yes.
And for those watching the video, Jenn has also picked up this book called Divine Beauty.
Yes.
That again plays off of that concept.
Right. And what we learned is that our first line of The Farmer and the Belle is about inspiring inner beauty based on God's truths. And so we worked with psychologists from Focus on the Family, like Greg and Aaron Smalley, and we said,
Yeah.
because I struggled so much with not feeling worthy enough and valuable enough after I went through a very hard relationship and learned that those lies entered into me when I was a little girl. And I realized I wanted to help other girls and women realize that our value is not based in how we look, but we truly are God's magnificent masterpiece. And so we wrote those biblical inscriptions on the charm bracelet, and the devotional book unlocks revelation of what each one of them means.